To me, the conservative approach to abortion is the one that was adopted by Eisenhower. Back in the 50s, one of the prime tenets of being a conservative was wanting as small government as possible that did the job, and that the government stayed out of the lives of the people. So in his platform, I think of 1956, he said it was not the government's business to be involved in the life of the woman, that this is the most intimate contact that the government could have with a person, and that the government should stay out of the lives of the people. Over time, though, this has changed. When the neocons entered the conservatives, they changed from being liberals to conservatives because they realized there was two things that would cause people to vote for them, and that was abortion and guns. And so at that point, the Republican Party became more and more concerned with voting than with the principles that originally were established. And as far as when life begins, the Urantia Book says that real life doesn't begin until the being makes the first decision of wisdom, which occurs about the age of 5 or 6 on our planet. So technically, young children are not yet considered human because they have not yet been able to make a choice, have the will to make decisions of morality. And so here's what it says. I'm reading from paper 24, section 2, the census directors. And it says, notwithstanding that the cosmic mind of the universal intelligence is cognizant of the presence and whereabouts of all thinking creatures, there is operative in the universe of universes an independent method of keeping count of all will creatures. The census directors are a special and completed creation of the infinite spirit, and they exist in numbers unknown to us. They are so created as to be able to maintain perfect synchrony with the reflectivity technique of the superuniverses, while at the same time they are personally sensitive and responsive to intelligent will. These directors, by not fully understood technique, are made immediately aware of the birth of will in any part of the grand universe. They are, therefore, always competent to give us the number, nature, and whereabouts of all will creatures in any part of the central creation and the 7 superuniverses. But they do not function on paradise. There is no need for them there. On paradise, knowledge is inherent. The deities know all things. The census directors are concerned with human beings, as with other will creatures, only to the extent of recording the fact of will function. They are not concerned with the records of your life and its doings. They are not in any sense recording personalities. The census director of Nebadon, number 81,412, of Overton, now stationed on Salvington, is at this very moment personally conscious and aware of your living presence here on Urantia, and he will afford the records confirmation of your death the moment you cease to function as a will creature. Census directors register the existence of a new will creature when the first act of will is performed. They indicate the death of a will creature when the last act of will takes place. The partial emergence of will observed in the reaction of certain of the higher animals does not belong to the domain of the census directors. They keep count of nothing but bona fide will creatures, and they are responsive to nothing but will function. Exactly how they've registered the function of will, we do not know. I don't think anybody wants more abortions, but this should be the decision of the woman. It's not the decision of the government to interfere in her health care. She is the one that answers to God for her actions, not the state. And the conservative approach is for us to stay out of the lives of the people as much as possible.